Hey, it is Monday evening. We're taking a look at the S&P to get ready for trading Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. This is our intraday S&P 500 chart, and you can see that we had this breakout in the final 5 minutes that took us all the way up to just shy of 27.25. And earlier today, at the beginning of the session, when we first came in, we had some sellers that really couldn't even press it any lower than the spot we got down to Friday afternoon towards the end of the day, which was a hold in and of itself, as explained on the weekend video, of this halfway back point of the 2 days combined, of Thursday's low to Friday's high. So that held, and then we made a higher low against it. There were no sellers that could press it any lower. And if you looked at the order book this morning on ES, there was a an order of 2,000 at 2702.50, and I saw that, but then we pushed down like this, so I was like, wow, that's weird. I wonder what that was all about. But in the end, it did turn out to be a, a prophecy for you to follow. So if you've got access to depth of market, if you've got Think or Swim, you can get access to depth of market, and you can look at that, and that can help you off of the open on S&P 500 as well as on ES, because if something's going on with the futures, that's going to be a move that's made to manipulate whatever action is going on with the options on the S&P. So anyway, so we had that little push down, but then we had this buy program, and it looks like around right as we were going into the European close, we broke out from under the 100-day, and we broke out from underneath the 27.1051 level. I've explained that quite thoroughly on the weekend videos, so you don't need me to tell you about that again. Made a little flat, and then boom, we were off to the races for the rest of the day. And then we had this sort of stalling out here around 27.20, and then that final candle at the end of the day, boom, took us up. I wanted to talk about what's going on in ES as well, because we can watch this overnight. Here's the 5-minute chart of ES today. Here was that same low in the morning. And then here was the first breakout. And then you can see the halfway back on the day over here turns out to be 27.11. There was a little flat made here, and then we took off. And now, but we were kind of stuck underneath this 27.19 level on ES. And I know I just pointed to S&P and said 27.20. But before the open, I kind of went around and read out, all my three most valuable sources that I like to check in on for ES levels, and they were all pointing to 27.19 to 27.20 today. And sure enough, we held up there until that final 5 minutes, and then we blasted out. And then, of course, ES has to go and put a little extra icing on the cake after the close and bump all the way up to 27.25. And now here it is falling back. Here we are at the open. Here was the gap down open of Globex of the after hours session. Not after hours, but Globex, the overnight session, and testing 27.19, and so far holding it. But I think that if 27.19 goes down, it's going to go right back here and test this 27.11. And if that doesn't hold up, it's going to probably try and test something down in here. Maybe that 27.0250 level that we saw that was seen in the depth of market this morning, maybe that will end up being a place that it retraces all the way back to. But in any case, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You just watch tonight, see if 27.19 goes down, then see if it gravitates its way towards 27.11. Maybe, we really don't have, a lot of the Asian markets are closed because of the Lunar New Year, but still there might be some negativity overnight tonight in reaction to that Google earnings. So if that happens with ES, then we can pretty much count on something like that happening again here on the S&P 500 tomorrow morning. So that would be a move back down to 27.20, and then following through to the halfway back from today, which was 27.1187. So that would offer like a really great spot to get long. If we get this dip back to here and it holds, I bet you there's going to be a buy program into the State of the Union tomorrow. And it's up to you what you want to do, if you want to hold into that or not. I can tell you that not the State of the Union address, but his address to Congress, his first year, the one that was like 30 or 45 days after he had, taken office, we had the market rally. The market was sort of like stuck in the dirt a little bit, but it had like a huge breakout rally the next day after his speech, because everybody had been worried that he was going to be, a total buffoon on that. But instead, he came out with the Grecian formula in his hair, and he like spoke right off the teleprompter and looked very presidential and whatever. And the market rallied the next day, but it was kind of like a blow off top sort of situation where we traded up to like a big high, and then we faded off of that, and it took about 2 months to ever get back to that high that we traded, as I recall. So I'm thinking, that there could be a setup like that going on here tomorrow with the State of the Union, and if that were the case, maybe we're going to get that move up to about, like maybe just below the 200-day tomorrow, and then we'll take a look above it on Wednesday, and then maybe we fade back and we spend some time waiting on the trade deal, to prevail. And if the trade deal doesn't prevail, then we go south. If the trade deal does prevail, maybe then we go north from there. And when we go north, it's going to be aiming at this 27.90 gap from December. And when we go south, we're just looking for the 10-day, then the 20-day, then the 50-day. We just take it step by step by step. I have to reposition this 2019 halfway back because we made a new high today. And what I keep moving this line up. And ultimately, that's going to be our target when we have our first big juicy sell-off, is retracing to the halfway back for the year. That'll be whatever high we finally make added to this low. This is our low for the year right here from January 3rd. We add those together, we divide them by 2, and we keep adjusting the line at the end of each day as we get a higher and higher high. And this last one was adjusted for Friday with 27.16. So it's moving up. Pretty soon it's going to move up into these levels here, and then we will see in the end what the doubling up area was. I was after that 27.27 level to begin with, because that makes this 25 to 85 level, the scene of the crime level, our halfway back for the year. And right now, with our new high as of today, we're pretty close to that, 24.99. So we'll see, but I have the feeling we're going to go a little bit higher still, and then that's going to end up making our halfway back be somewhere up in here, maybe closer to 2,600. Okay, that's enough for this evening. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow.